Our special edition of the Big Sports Breakfast continues. We're in the hub of the heartbeat of it. You can feel the pulse now of Origin. We're only hours away. No more sleeps are left. And we're lucky enough, Loz, to be joined by the New South Wales and Kangaroo hooker and Rabbitoh hooker in Damien Cook. Cookie, firstly, Brisbane, a little bit more chilly than normal up here, buddy.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be having some nice sunshine up here that they all talk about, but it's not to be. So, it's a bit chilly up here at the moment, but it's good to be up here and ready to go.
Cookie, do you feel much better prepared than what you were this time last year?
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Paul Vaughan about that before. It's a different feeling this year, and we sort of, I guess, spoke about the experience we got from last year. We might be able to use that and try and treat it just another game, and hopefully going with a lot more confidence and settle the nerves a bit more than last year.
What about Game 1 here and in Suncorp Stadium? Of course, Game 1, it's all about Queensland Origin. And for the debutants, including your Rabbitoh teammate and Cody Walker, it's a big challenge, isn't it? Do you have any sort of advice for him? Have you had a good chat with him about what to expect?
Oh, not too much with Cody. I've mentioned before, he's a competitor, in whatever team you put him in, he'll get the job done. And for us, I guess, last year we wanted to go 3 straight and we lost up here. So it's motivation. Obviously, a new series, we want to get the win early, and definitely a lot of the boys up here haven't won in Suncorp. So it's something we want to do. They have spoken about a hostile environment, but I'll let that him enjoy that moment. It is a special. You might not think it's enjoyable, but when you're running out there and you're copping a bit of abuse from the Queensland, it's a good feeling and pumps you up.
Yeah. Cody's an instinctive type of player. Yeah. The style of footy that you guys employed last year, and I'm assuming you're going to go with again this year, it seems as though it'll suit him. Playing off the cuff a little bit, getting out of dummy half yourself. You've got that nice combination with him. He pushes flat with you. So the indications are that this style of footy will suit.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a similar team to last year, a few debutants, but obviously it'll be a similar game plan as well. So, and we just want to take opportunities. And I hopefully for Cody and myself as well, what we've been doing in Clubland, we can bring that into this year's State of Origin game. And a lot of our stuff has been instinctive, and a lot of the great stuff he's doing is just off the back of a bit of a quick play the ball, and you give him early ball and let him do his stuff. So hopefully we can put ourselves in a good position and give him that opportunity. Yeah,
Cookie, in the lead up with the new combinations for you this season or this Origin campaign, who's the dominant playmaker? So you're at dummy half. If you don't go yourself, if Cody's calling for it one side, Nathan's calling for it the other side, what are you thinking?
Well, it's been pretty hard because they've both been pretty dominant at training, and obviously the good thing is that natural combination with Cody and myself, hopefully that can come into play when we do. But Nate's been really dominant and leading the team around the park at training. Right. So it's going to be hard when they're both calling for the ball. Plus I've got Teddy sweeping around somewhere, so I've got to try and find him as well. So at the moment, everything at training's been really well. And just hopefully I pick the right option on game night.
Is it up to you, or is it up to the halves to drive the forwards and make sure they're landing on their front and making sure they're getting fast play the balls? Is that your responsibility, or is it more the halves?
I'd like to think it's my responsibility in the middle of the park. They've got a lot to do out in the edges and organising the shapes. So I've got to take the pressure off them by getting the forwards around the park and putting them in that right position where they want to be to play the next shape. So, and to get them quick play the balls, that's up to me to make the right options. And hopefully the big boys can do their job, which they've all been doing really well at club level.
In the speed of an Origin game, are you looking for sort of defenders that may be legs tacklers, or are you just trying to encourage the boys to get between defenders? What's your thought process on trying to create those play the balls?
Yeah, that's been main reason behind the long week. I think you just want to try and work out what's best for what works for you with the front rowers and how they best like the ball as well. So, I've got big Dave Clemmer, you sort of just want to give it straight off the deck and let him do the damage. And then you've got people like Cam Murray who are a bit more leg speed. So if I can get out and jump and hopefully put him in a little bit of space, he's got great footwork, and someone might legs tackle him there and we can play off the back of that. So it's just all about those little combinations within the group.
They've got to keep up with you, mate.
Oh no, they're pretty quick. So hopefully there's a few quick play the balls around, and I can take my opportunities.
And that's something that Nathan Cleary will have to be aware of, is the fact that he'll need to play a little bit flatter. I know Cody will, because he's used to doing it, and Tedesco will push forward, but something that Nathan Cleary can work on as well.
Yeah, it is, and he's done it really well. We actually had a bit of a pose against the 18 side, and a couple of times I was able to jump out, and he was always there pushing into a hole as well. So he seems to be doing that very well, and like you said, Cody does that naturally.
Yeah. Who's the talker in the side? We were discussing yesterday on the program, Cookie. If you face a little bit of adversity, and there will be adversity, you imagine there in Origin 1 at Suncorp, Who's the talker within the side? It would have been Jimmy Maloney, I imagine, but Jimmy's not there. Who's the bloke who's going to hold things together and make sure the pressure doesn't get on top of everybody?
I'd have to say Boyd Corden. He's an unbelievable leader, and I was only talking to Cody earlier in the week as well. He said how impressed he was as a leader he was, and we're coming from a club that's got Sam there, who's one of the best at it. So we think Boyd's right up there, and definitely he leads from the front. He puts his body on the line, and he definitely knows how to keep the group together.
There's been a lot spoken about Queensland's left edge attack, Cameron Munster and Kalen Ponga, and so there should be, because they are very dangerous players. But the guy that hasn't got a lot of mentions, and he's playing in an unfamiliar role, in a position that you're very familiar with, is the hooking position, Ben Hunt. Now, I know he's not a natural hooker, but he looks as though he's suited to the 9 spot. And have you done a lot of work on him? Because I think he could pose a threat at some stage to you as well.
Yeah, not too much work, but we have spoken about him, and the key positions in the team. Obviously, Munster and Ponga are playing great footy, and there's not a lot of work you can do on them. They just they do their thing. You just got to try and stop it. But with Ben Hunt, he's played a bit of hooker, and I've watched him play. I think he goes really well there. He's very deceptive around the ruck, and he's not afraid to run it. And defensively, he's very strong. So we've got to make sure that we put a bit of work into him as well, because if we keep him fresh in attack, he's going to cause some trouble.
That's my next question. You know how hard it is in the middle of the field, and hookers in Origin make 40, 50 tackles a game. How hard and difficult will it be for him to play 80 minutes, and will you direct a lot of your traffic, in particular through the middle, at him?
Well, you naturally do, but all teams will spot up hookers. I know that for a fact. That a lot of traffic seems to come my way, and the halves cop a bit as well. So he's going to get that. But I think Benny's played enough footy to be smart around that area and use his energy where he needs to. So we're the ones who've got to make him work, not the other way around, and make sure he's involved in tackles and take a bit of energy out of him. Because like I said, if he's fresh, he's very creative around the ruck. He's got a great show and go in him as well. So we've got to be real honest around in our D.
What would it mean? You mentioned Suncorp last year didn't work out the way you planned, and of course after this one it's Perth and then back to ANZ Stadium game 3. What would it mean to get a 1-0 head start at Suncorp against the Queenslanders?
Yeah, I guess last year I learnt it's very important to get the early win. You don't want to be taking games to the third game decider, so you probably want to try and win the series in 2 games like we did last year, and we haven't won up in a lot of us haven't won up here before, so that's a big motivating factor for us as well. And we want to definitely get the win up here. Gives us obviously 2 extra games after that.
So important to get on the front foot early in Origin. You don't want to be sort of left behind. No. You don't want to be slow out of the gates. So how do you anticipate sort of starting? Coming. Do you look to do that with your defence, or do you look to do that with your attack? How do you get out of the blocks quickly?
Oh, it's a bit of both. I think last year we learnt, a lot of us playing our first series last year learnt how fast Queensland start, and they do it really well, especially in game 3. And obviously going to be motivated up here playing at home. We just need to make sure if we're defending first, that it's got to be probably our best set of the game almost. And it's all about field possession, so we want to make sure we're keeping them in their own 20 metres, good kicks down there, good kick chase, and just trying to win that field possession as well.
Because a lot of people always talk about holding the opposition early and then upping the ante. But have you ever thought about starting better than the opposition, starting quicker than the opposition, and put them on the back foot?
Yeah, I think that's what we've actually probably learnt that from club level as well this year. So in taking to Origin, both teams are going to be ready to go, everyone's pumped up. We want to make sure we start fast, and then they're going to want to do the same. It's going to be pretty intense the first 15-20 minutes, and then after that it's whoever can hold on the longest.
Damien, can I just say, we've had a lot of big, high-profile rugby league experts on our program, all right, on the Big Sports Breakfast, with the likes of Cameron Smith and Paul Gowan and all the big guns, but you've proved yourself to be the most popular, mate. Articulate and popular, by the way. Your tipping's been sensational since you've joined us.
Yeah, big shout out to Dixie Blossoms and their trainers.
$23 to start the campaign. It was always downhill from there.
Yeah, it has been a bit downhill from there. Got a couple here and there. So, but it's been good fun. The funny thing is that you start getting tips sent to you now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, we're not going to put you on the spot this week because we know there's a lot of things that you're thinking about, and obviously the upcoming game tonight. But we will make sure we get your tip later in the week.
Yep, no worries, guys. Yep. Thank you.
So Ronnie Dufficy, Brad Davidson, they're all under
Tony
Brassel or Dave Stanley. I can tell you what, they're all under pressure from Damien Cook. Yeah. Damien, thanks for your time, mate. We know it's a busy schedule. Just kill them tonight.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much for having me.
Cheers, Damien Cook joining us on the Big Sports Breakfast.